Why is context having its moment right now? What's going on? In the last year, context has had its moment. We're in this moment where context has gone viral on X. Context is becoming a real job. Context engineers are becoming a real title. What's really going on? Why is context in the spotlight? We believe the answer lies in a paradox. On one hand, the models are getting exponentially smarter. Every single day, the models are getting smarter. About 2 years ago, it couldn't pass the bar exam. Today, in novel reasoning, when it's asked to solve a problem that it's never seen before, 87%. But on the other hand, if you ask a CEO, they report no financial benefit. 56% of CEOs say zero financial benefit from AI. So what's going on? The models are getting more and more intelligent, but just not useful. Every time I'm faced with a hard question about AI, I typically like to go to understand humans. And the answer is hiding in plain sight. Cognitive intelligence does not determine real world effectiveness. In fact, it's a very small predictor of real world effectiveness. Less than 10% of job performance variance can be explained by IQ. It makes sense, right? Think about your best performing employee. Are they someone who also scored the highest on the SATs? Or are they the person that works really hard and learns really fast and takes feedback really well? I think we all know the answer. Today, in the real world, companies care about performance, the outcomes you actually deliver in the real world. Performance is a function of intelligence. Cognitive horsepower, how fast you learn, but also context, knowledge, skills, and tools that are built doing the work. This equation explains the difference between AI that is actually intelligent and AI that is actually useful. In the last decade, we have compounded on one of those axes. Intelligence, we've compounded over 1000x. Every 6 months, we are compounding 2x in reasoning. It's also commoditizing. But on the context axis, context has barely moved. Situated knowledge of your business. Yeah, we've moved some data to the cloud in the last decade, but largely it's still logged into dashboards and Slack threads and the heads of humans. We believe this is the next frontier. Contextual intelligence. There is no intelligence without it being contextual. I'm going to say that again. There is no intelligence without it being contextual. It's purely an academic construct. We believe that in the next decade, the companies that find a way to truly take their institutional knowledge and context and operationalize it are the ones that are going to win with AI. Typically, when I say this, people tell me, all right, I'm bought in. But how do we help AI build context about our businesses? Again, I go back to human constructs. The same way we train and onboard humans. I want to introduce you to Maya. Maya works in support at, let's say, McContext Burgers in Chicago. Her shift is 11 to 7. She does about 40 calls a day. Most of them are easy. Sometimes the call is hard. Today, there was a hard call. She had a customer that called in saying that her son had a dairy allergy, and it's registered in the family plan. And today the order came, one of the burgers had cheese in it. The kids' meals are also missing from the burger. The mother is really angry. Her kids are hungry. She wants a full refund. She wants to talk about the membership. She also threatens social media. Maya has 90 seconds to make a decision and handle this call. What does she need to do to handle this well? Well, first, Maya needs context and knowledge about what is true. Who is calling? If it's, a valued, loyal customer, or is it a serial complainer? What happened? Why did the order get messed up? What plan is the customer on? She needs to know knowledge about what is true. But knowledge is not enough. Maya also needs to have skills. There were 3 issues that the customer talked about, ranging from safety to a missing order, she needs to be able to triage this. She needs to be able to read the customer. Is the customer really threatening social media? Are they really distressed? And she needs to be able to understand the remedy and size the remedy. And last, she needs to have tools. How do I use the CRM? How do I use the billing and refund engine? How do I actually process this refund for this customer? Maya, she's a veteran. She handles the situation with ease. She talks about the child by name. She apologizes. She refunds the order. She adds an extra credit. The customer gives rave feedback. But how did Maya get here? Maya joined McContext just over a year ago. And when she joined, she started reading up the wiki. She started understanding the matrices, the escalation trees. She went to classroom training. She was taught about the refund decision tree. She understood how to use the tools. But then Maya started learning on the job. In week 4, Maya shadowed Jamie, and she saw Jamie giving a refund to a customer when it wasn't really McContext's fault. And Jamie looked at her and said, "We believe that when it's a 50-50 situation, customer always wins." I also started making mistakes. Her first mistake, she issued a refund to a customer who had 18 prior complaints in the last 1 month. She realized to always look at the history of the customer before processing a refund request. Maya got manager feedback. Maya was coached on the job. Maya handled edge cases like food poisoning. That is how Maya got great at her job. So the question ahead of us, as we start deploying AI, how can we give a customer support AI agent the same contextual intelligence that Maya has?